You know, we've all heard that old saying, time is money. But have you ever really stopped to think about which one you value more? I mean, really, because that one question, well, it's right at the heart of our modern struggle. And figuring out your answer is the very first step to actually changing your life.
So, let me ask you directly. Right now, in your life, if you had to pick just one, what would it be? More time or more money? Go ahead, think about it. Because your honest answer says a whole lot about where you are today and where you're headed tomorrow.
For a lot of us, though, the answer isn't that simple. Because if we're being honest, it feels like we have neither. You know that feeling. You're just constantly busy, running faster and faster on a hamster wheel, but you're not actually getting anywhere. It just feels like a race you can't possibly win.
Okay, so to make sense of this feeling, let's use a really simple but powerful framework. It basically breaks down our lives into 4 categories, all based on those 2 big resources, time and money. And as we go through them, just think honestly with yourself, where do I fit in right now?
And here it is. Super simple, right? A grid with time on one axis and money on the other. This creates 4 very distinct quadrants that pretty much define where we're at in life. You've got time but no money, money but no time, neither, and then the one we're all aiming for, both. Let's break each of these down.
So first up, we've got Category 1, plenty of time but no money. This is probably familiar if you're a student or maybe you're between jobs. You have this incredible freedom to think, to dream, to plan, but you don't really have the resources to put those dreams into action.
Next is the classic trap. Category 2, lots of money, but absolutely no time. These are your high-earning professionals, the people climbing that corporate ladder. They've got the great salary, the nice house, the fancy car, but they have 0 time to see their families, to pursue a hobby, or to just, enjoy the life they've worked so hard for.
Category 3. This is the toughest one, and unfortunately, it's the most common. This is having no time and no money. This is basically survival mode. You're trapped, working exhausting hours at a job you probably don't even like, just to scrape by and pay the bills. There's just no room for anything else.
And here's the really sobering part. According to the research this is based on, a staggering 95% of the population is stuck in that third category. 95%. That leaves just 5% for all the others combined. So this isn't some small problem, it's the default experience for most people.
Which of course brings us to the ultimate goal, Category 4, having both time and money. This is what we call financial freedom. It's that amazing place where you've built systems or investments that work for you, making money even when you're not actively working. This is where we want to be.
So, the big question is, how do we get there? Well, the very first step is a massive mindset shift. We have to stop seeing time as just another resource and start seeing it for what it is, the ultimate asset. Far, far more precious than money.
I mean, just look at the difference here. Money is renewable. You can lose it, sure, but you can always make more. Time? Nope. Once an hour is spent, it's gone. Poof, forever. It's finite. Money is just a tool we use for living, but time is the very stage on which life happens.
And here's the crucial point. The true signs of a good life, of real wealth, they're not on a bank statement. They're in the moments. It's having enough time to get a full night's sleep. It's being able to play with your kids without constantly checking your phone. It's just having lazy, unstructured time with your friends. That is the real wealth we should all be chasing.
Now, there's a specific trap I want to talk about, especially for anyone who's ambitious, anyone trying to build something for themselves. It's this counterintuitive idea that bigger isn't always better. Sometimes more success doesn't actually lead to a better life.
See, as a business or a project gets bigger, the founder often finds themselves trading the fun, creative work they loved for dull admin, for management, for all the tasks they don't enjoy. The business gets bigger, yeah, but their personal freedom and their day-to-day happiness actually shrink. That's the hidden cost of growth.
YouTuber Ali Abdaal puts it perfectly. He basically says, if a task isn't fun and you're not learning anything from it, you really have to ask yourself if trading your precious time for that extra cash is the right move. Sometimes choosing not to grow is the smartest decision you can make for your own happiness.
Okay, so with all this in mind, let's shift gears. We've diagnosed the problem, now let's talk about building the solution. It's time to take real ownership of your future and decide consciously how you're going to spend your most valuable asset.
So here's a simple little action plan. It really starts with 2 steps. First, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Which of those 4 categories are you in today? And second,
Start the search. Start looking for ways to make money that don't just pay today's bills, but that actively buy back your time tomorrow.
And remember, the end goal, the North Star, is always financial freedom. It's creating assets and systems that work for you around the clock, so you can finally live life completely on your own terms.
Ultimately, it all just boils down to this single thought. Every hour that passes is a piece of your life that you've spent and can never, ever get back. So looking forward from this very moment, how are you going to spend the rest of them?